Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Good evening to you all. I hope you all are doing very well, and we are back again for another match preview ahead of our game tomorrow against Northampton Town, away from home, of course. The reverse fixture, we already played them once, of course. And what is going to happen this weekend, guys? I mean, who knows? But we're going to get into it. We're going to get into our opposition. We're going to talk about our perspective as well, you know, team news, lineups, all that good stuff. You know how it works around here now with the previews. But yeah, as always, big up to everyone that's tuning in right now. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and also get your comments in throughout the show as well. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love the engagement from you guys. But yeah. We're going to get into what to say a few of those. Lucia says, up the town, must-win game. Yeah, I mean, it is a must-win game, but are we up to the task? Are we going to be, you know, are we up to the task tomorrow, you know? Because if we're not, then it's not going to be a very good afternoon for us. But you just never know what you're going to get, do you, with Town, so it is one of those. And Wayne says, can't believe Joe Taylor's injured already out for about 6 weeks. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to get into it, but yeah, just incredibly disappointed and frustrated. Every negative you can think of, just so infuriating. It really is. But welcoming to you, Wayne, as well. But look, let's get straight into the show then, guys. As I said, love to hear from you, how you're feeling ahead of the game. Let me know how you feel in the comments section. But look, obviously we go, you know, let's look at our opposition first. Obviously, Northampton. It'll actually be our first time visiting Northampton since 2011, I saw. Obviously, they did beat us 3-1 in the reverse fixture, obviously, early on in the season, as I'm sure we all remember. It was a horrendous afternoon for us. But look, Northampton have obviously kind of been kind of bounced between League Two, League One over the past few years. They currently sit 20th in the table with 27 points. There's 1 place and 3 points from the relegation zone. Now, the club have already had a change in manager since we last played them. John Brady resigning in December after 3.5 years at the club. And to be honest with you, they haven't had an upturn in form either. You know, their fortunes have remained the same. They've only won twice since Brady's departure. So yeah, it's not been the best times for them. And they've won one since the new manager came in before Christmas. Their goals, they've scored 25 goals. Just 25 goals. You think about it, when they played us, they got a couple of goals. So just kind of puts it into perspective how much they've struggled. And that kind of summarises why they are where they are, really, doesn't it? It is one of those. But yeah, I was just checking because I thought they actually, considering that 3 of those goals came against us, just shows they've scored 22 goals against other teams in that time. They've conceded 43, so they love to concede. So again, a recipe for disaster if you are wanting to try and get yourself relegated. You know, not scoring many and conceding as many as they have. They've won 1 out of their last 6 games going into this game. But that game came against Burton on the 4th of January. Their home form, they've won 4, drawn 3, lost 5 at home. And their new manager, let's get into their manager now. So yeah, they've changed their manager, who came in at the end of December. So just before Christmas, a few days before Christmas. So he's been in the job about over a month now. But Kevin Nolan is their manager. 42 years of age. Obviously, he really did enjoy his successful playing career, didn't he? Made 536 appearances, and he fell one short of the century of career goals. Nolan obviously started his career at Bolton, and worked his way through the academy, and then obviously at the time Bolton were Premier League he became a Premier League regular for them, as they were in the Premier League at the time. Obviously a midfielder, represented England as under 21s as well. Played for the likes of Newcastle, West Ham, Leyton Orient as well in his time there, playing time there. And he began his full-time coaching career at Notts County in 2017. And then, obviously he's been the assistant at West Ham, hasn't he? Obviously for the past 4 years. He left the club in May last year and joined England under 20s as assistant manager. Where he was then until December, where he was announced as Northampton manager on a 2.5-year contract. So Northampton's formation, they've actually changed it up a bit. If you can still, I can't remember the last time. I think they weren't a 3-5-2 the last time. I'm pretty sure of that. But yeah, they have been lining up in a 3-5-2 formation as of late, giving the wing backs Mitch Pinnock and Odemeo plenty of license to attack down both channels. So Pinnock has really proved really good for them. Really threatening down that left-hand side. Popping up with a couple of goals and 4 assists this season so far. Further up the pitch, obviously, there's the likes of Cameron McGeehan, who's been Northampton's main man this season. So there's the likes of Tariq Fosu as well, very good player, very talented player, and the experience of Sam Hoskins up front as well. And the likes of Tom Eaves will provide further threat for them. But look, let me know your key players in the chat who you think we should be looking out for here for Northampton. But obviously, for me, like I said, we've already kind of mentioned a few, but Cameron McGeehan, the first name for me, obviously, has been Northampton's key player this season. 7 goals he's got to his name this season, 1 assist. Plays in the attacking midfield. They're very attack-minded midfielders, an eye for goal. And obviously, if he is selected, which he will be, it will prove difficult for us to deal with. Sam Hoskins, again, I just kind of mentioned him earlier, but he's very experienced, a natural eye for goal as well. The last few seasons, he's been a regular source of goal as well for them. Scored 15 goals in the 23-24 season, 22 in the 22-23 season, and 13 in the 21-22 season. So yeah, he's obviously been consistent with his goals. Not so much this season as not as good as this season so far, but still a threat. There's no doubt about that. And I've also highlighted Mitchell Pinnock, who, again, as I mentioned, he plays as a wing back on the left-hand side for them. And yeah, like I say, he loves to get forward, and he's going to be a handful to deal with. And you will, depending on how the game pans out, if he's given space to get forward, he won't hesitate to do so. So yeah, that's my couple of players that I've kind of pinpoint for Northampton's point of view to look out for. And Blue Taste is Sam Hoskins, Tyler Roberts, and Cameron McGeehan. Yeah. So you've gone for Tyler Roberts, who obviously was at Leeds, wasn't he? For a bit of time. I can't remember how long for, but yeah, obviously he was at Leeds, wasn't he? And then the other two the same as me. Thank you for that. But look, yeah, I mean, that's kind of Northampton, I guess. Like I said, we know that you can't take any team for granted, no matter whether they're in 20th or further up the table. You can't take anyone for granted, because if you don't turn up, if you don't perform, then you're going to get beat against anybody in this league. That's the reality, and that we can't be going to this game with complacency. I'm pretty sure we're all confident going into the home match, and look what happened there. So yeah, you just can never write football. Sometimes it's unpredictable, isn't it? You can get some shock results and things like that. But yeah, Noah says martial art challenge should start, and Wayne says all their players won't be easy. Yeah, it won't be easy. But look, I expect a tough test, and we're going to have to be on it. But I've kind of covered Northampton now, so let's get into our perspective. Yeah, I mean, guys, obviously, going into this game with back-to-back losses, which just been woeful, hasn't it, the past few games, to be honest with you, in terms of results. Our form is the same as theirs in terms of 1 win in 6. So that win came against Wycombe away from home a few weeks ago. We've not scored in the last 2 games either. So, we haven't looked like scoring either. We haven't really, let's be honest, we've gone from creating loads of chances around Christmas time and things, when we didn't have the strikers in the building, to fast forward a few weeks where we're not creating anything, and obviously we're not scoring because of that. So it's like from one spectrum to the other. So yeah, it's not good, is it, at the moment? Obviously, our injuries, let's get into the team news and things at the moment. Look, we're going to start with Joe Taylor, and I'm going to share my thoughts on this, because, look, obviously Duff announced that he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. This is where I'm going to get into the bizarre nature of how things played out on Thursday. From the article the club posted on the website, to the video that they put out on social media as well, with Taylor speaking about the injury and everything. First, let's get into the article. There was no specific time frame in this article. They couldn't even say the word injury. They put it as a complaint. And it's like, what are you doing here? Lots of talk of bad luck, which is driving me insane, because, guys, let me tell you, this is not bad luck at all with injuries. Because if you look at the injuries that we've picked up this season, which I believe it's at 26 injuries this season already. It is an absolute joke. Most of the injuries that we picked up have been muscular injuries. That's not bad luck. That is pure negligence from the medical department and the coaching team, in my opinion. If it was like broken bones or dislocation type of injuries, then fine. That's bad luck. That's bad luck. But muscular injuries and the same type of injuries, it doesn't add up to me. It really doesn't. And so it's not bad luck. So this narrative that we keep getting told about having bad luck, like Duff was saying in his press conference on yesterday, it's not bad luck, I'm afraid. That's just a lame excuse. And I just think the whole situation with Taylor's injury, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know if anybody else feels the same, but he doesn't know when he did it, doesn't know how it felt. We somehow didn't see anything in the medical, and now he's out for weeks and weeks, even though he's in no pain at all. But look, this injury, along with all the other injuries that we've suffered this season, 26 in total, like I've just said, this falls at the door of the medical department, who is clearly not fit for purpose, like most of the departments at this football club. But of course, don't forget, we reward failure here at this club. So let's just keep them in a job. Why not? Let's just go along with it. It's fine. Don't worry. Because we reward failure. We keep people in jobs that shouldn't be in a job. That's how we work around these ways. And that's what we've proven to do so. So it's an absolute shambles. The medical team needs sacking. And we need to actually start fresh, because this is just getting ridiculous now. the amount of injuries that we're picking up with muscular injuries, it's no coincidence this. If you look at a few years ago when we had the likes of John Egan in the medical department, we barely had any injuries. Now, we're just, this isn't just been a this season problem. This has been going back for a good, couple of years, hasn't it? Really, let's be honest. In terms of the amount of injuries that we get per season, it's just ridiculous. Luke said, didn't Duff say in a previous press conference that someone had lost their job because of the injuries? I can't remember. Blue Terry, but the reality is it's not just on one person. It's as a collective. The whole medical team, in my opinion, are culpable for this. You can't just put it on all one person. So they might have done, fair enough, but it clearly hasn't addressed the situation. It clearly hasn't made any difference, has it? So, yeah. So look, I'm just incredibly frustrated with the whole situation. And if you look at the video that was released as well, since when have we ever had one of these interviews after an injury has happened? If we did this for every injury we've had this season, there'd be a full-on highlight reel. So I don't know. I don't get it. I'm completely confused of the whole situation. Something just isn't adding up to me in terms of this injury. It just doesn't make any sense from what I've kind of already explained. And the fact that he doesn't have any pain, he doesn't know when he did it, he doesn't know how it felt. Am I missing something here? But look, incredibly disappointing. We signed this guy because we needed goals in the side, and now we've lost him for a good amount of time. And then it's not just the 4 to 6 weeks that has been outlined. It's then having to get back up to speed with things again. It's just a complete and utter disgrace. It really is. So yeah, we're not creating chances at the moment, but the reality is we wanted to get back to creating chances again in the coming weeks, and we needed Taylor to be a part of that. He's not going to be a part of it now. So yeah, unbelievable. So that's my thoughts on the injury to Taylor. So he won't be available for a good number of weeks. Ben Wiles will be back available, guys. Obviously, he did have that nasty cut to the top of his foot, which obviously was had stitches in it and didn't make the game midweek. But yeah, he's back available now. He's better now. So yeah, he'll be available. Tom Lees should be available for the Northampton fixture. He did break his nose on Tuesday evening, and he needs to wear a protective mask if he is to play moving forward for the time being. Kasum obviously is expected to remain available for a couple more weeks with that hamstring injury. Unbelievable. Lonvike obviously still out till February or March time. Again, just the same old story. It just doesn't make good reading, does it, when you're reading through these injuries that we've got? Miller again obviously remains sidelined until the spring of that, and really serious injury. And Danny Ward obviously is out for the season. So yeah, but that's the team news. We're going to get into the lineups now. Let me know your team lineups, because let me tell you, I've really reshuffled the pack. I've changed the formation. I've made lots of changes because this past few weeks it simply hasn't worked. I'm pretty certain Duff won't change. He won't change, but that doesn't mean that I can't kind of say how I would like to set up, because I just want to kind of just get out there that, yeah, I don't think it will change in terms of that. It won't change formation, but this is what I would do. So yeah, let me just get my lineup up now. But I've gone for a few different options here, and you're probably going to be surprised by my lineup, but gonna get my lineup up now. So let me know your lineups in the chat, guys, and we're gonna go through my lineup right now with you guys. So yeah, obviously Chapman for me starts in goal. I've gone for a back four, guys. I really am tired of. We have not got the players to be playing a back three at this point in time, so we need to change it to a back four. So I've gone with a back four. Obviously, Ruskin, left back, Balker and Spencer as the centre back pairing, and Sorensen on the right. The two deep ones, although against Northampton you could expect it to be more of a 4-1-4-1 if you kind of anticipate us to have most of the ball and we'll be on the front foot a bit more than they are. But who knows? They obviously in the game earlier on the season when they came to our place, they played on the counter attack, didn't they? And they sat back and then they played on the counter attack, which was very effective. Obviously, they're the home teams, so there'll be a bit more impetus for them to go forward. But I still think they'll have a bit of caution about them. But yeah, so I expect it to be a 4-1-4-1, but just the base of the formation, obviously Kane and Hodge in the deeper positions, and the third forward, I've gone for Karoma on the left, Wiles down, in the cam position, and Marshall. I've gone for Marshall on the right hand side, guys, because I do think that he has got that pace. He can obviously be a threat on that side, in my opinion, because he's still in an attacking position, and yeah, I think it could really work that, in my opinion. And then I've gone for Charles to lead the line. But look, let me know what you make of this line, because I've just completely switched it up because it clearly isn't working at the moment, and that's why we haven't got the, when Lonvite gets back, and providing that Balker stays fit, because you just never know if he's going to stay fit with his injury record, then we could go back to a back three. But for the time being, we need to adapt to what we've actually got in the building at the moment in terms of fit players. So yeah, that's my lineup, but let me know what you think. But Blue Terrier has gone for a 3-4-3, so you've gone for Chapman in goal. You've got a back three of Balker, Lees and Spencer. Obviously Ruskin and Sorensen as the wing backs, with or the wingers, however you want to put it, and then obviously Kane and Hodge in the middle, and then you've gone for Karoma, Charles and Marshall. Yeah, I mean, look, again, this isn't a bad lineup either. I actually like the formation that you've still gone with a back three, but you've got that four in the midfield. And yeah, it's a nice combo what you've gone with, actually. So yeah, this is a good shout, probably better than mine, but yeah. And then obviously, like I said, Balker and Spencer do have the pace at the back. Lee's obviously the slower one of the three, but at least you're not playing, two slow ones and one with pace. So it works. It does work. So, and then, like you said, the front three, that is a good front three to have, isn't it? Obviously, Karoma, Charles and Marshall. I think that's a really good front three to have. Absolutely. So, yeah, I really like it. But, look, for me, realistically, where are we actually getting our goals from, guys, at the moment? We look poor on set pieces. And obviously, if the formations are staying the same, so we're playing with two like-for-like strikers, so nothing different with the strikers who aren't offering much at the moment. Let's be honest. Ruskin, really excites me, so I'm looking forward to seeing him, see how he gets on tomorrow. But who's good enough to get on the end of these crosses that he's getting in the box, guys? Either something has to give, and we cannot afford to lose this game now. We have to win, because the longer this goes on, the more difficult this becomes. And we saw it earlier in the season when we had really bad form, and it just escalated, and then it finally came to an end, and then we started to play well again and started to win games. But yeah, I just hope that we are not going to go through this barren spell again, because we can't afford to at the moment. You know, we need the points. We just need to get back to basics and start creating opportunities again. You know, be quicker on the ball. I want to see a better tempo to our play. No excuses. Options going forward as well. You know, if the defence have it, the midfield needs to be moving, not hiding behind opponents like we've seen in the last few weeks. Not wanting the ball. Everybody stood still. And I just want to see us bounce back and really, get the result that we want. But look, what is your score predictions for tomorrow? Let me know what you think the score is going to be. It's very hard to predict this, isn't it? You know, because you'd like to think that we go there and we get the result, the win that we need. But on the other hand, you just think about the last few games and the fact we haven't created much, and you know, both teams are going to the game in not very good confidence at all. So is that going to be kind of a nervy edge to the game potentially to begin with? But yeah, I don't really know what to expect. And Michael says, wouldn't pick Carome, he did nothing on the Birmingham match. I get that, Michael, but I think in the different formation, he might actually do a little bit better than what he's been showing. You know, obviously, like, as I go back to it, and I've said it many a time on the show, on these streams, that Carome is not a wing-back, guys. You know, he needs to be further forward. And I know that Carome has always struggled with consistency. I get that. But I just think he is better. He looks more of a threat in a more attacking role in terms of the you know what I mean. So he's not a wing back. The fact that he has to track back as a wing back, and it's just not. It just isn't his game really. So yeah, he didn't do anything, but not many players did do anything, Michael, in the game against Birmingham. So really, if we're going off that logic, then we haven't got, apart from Ruskin. To be fair, Ruskin played well, and Hodge looked quite good when he came on a little bit. But apart from those, nobody else did anything. So we haven't got a team to select in that case if we're going to base it on what players did against Birmingham. And yes, you're going for a 2-1 to us. Obviously, Hoskins for them and Charles and Ruskin. Yeah, I mean, look, nice score. For me, let me know your score predictions with everybody else in the chat. What do you think the score is going to be? But for me, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for us, and that is a bold move, isn't it? Because we haven't looked like scoring. We struggled to score one goal recently, let alone getting 3. But I just think maybe it will be a case of a game that is, has one goal in it for a good amount of time, but then we'll kind of, pull away and we'll get a goal to finish the game off, kind of thing. But I think Charles is due a goal tomorrow. I agree with Blue Terry. I think Charles is definitely due a goal, and hopefully his first goal, it will be his first goal for the club if he does so. And I'm going to go for Marshall to get 2. I just think Marshall due a goal too as well. So, and I do like him. I think he's a good player. Obviously, he still has signs to his game he needs to improve, of course. But as I've always said, he's still young, so we're not going to be too harsh on him. And yeah, I think he's a player that always gives you 110%, even if it doesn't come off. And of course, he needs to add maybe a few more goals. He has had chances, not in the recent games, but remember him missing a few chances before, when we were creating a few chances before we started to create nothing, and he's kind of missed a few. But he had a chance against Birmingham as well, didn't he? Actually, that he miscued. I remember now. So yeah, he needs to be a bit more clinical, but that's to be expected. He's still relatively inexperienced at this level. And but look, I just want to see, just final thoughts. I just want to see us go out there tomorrow afternoon and really take the game to them. Start quickly. If we can start quickly, then that'll really put the home side on the back foot. However, if it's the other way around and they start quickly, then it just encourages and gives confidence to the crowd. And that's not what we want to happen. And we just need to play more forward. Not just lumping the ball upfield, but play with purpose, for goodness sakes. And you play to our strengths. Play to the strengths of the strikers that we will have in the field, or the attackers as well. Definitely, like to Charles, obviously, play the ball into his feet. Do not be launching it forward at every opportunity like we did on Tuesday. We need to just play with purpose. But we need to get the win. Like I said, we are, it's just about getting the points on the board at the moment. That's all there is to it. Not looking at the position of where we are in the table. It's just about getting points on the board again, because we've really lacked that quality and that creativity in recent weeks. So Michael says a 1-1 draw. Yeah, I mean, I can see a draw in this one, to be fair as well, because like I said, both teams not really well. Both teams in the same form. Both teams not full of confidence at the moment, and I know that Northampton do like a draw. I think they draw quite a few this season as well. So they do like a draw, and but I just like to think that we will have too much for them. But I thought that in the home game. I thought that when we were at home, the first, now in the game we played earlier in the season, and look what happened. So obviously it's going to be a different type of game tomorrow, as I said. So they're the home side this time, so they will be expected to, to be a bit more adventurous in terms of how they're playing. They won't be playing on they may play on the counter attack, but I can't see them playing on the counter attack at home. I think they will be a bit cautious, as I said earlier, but I still think they will show a bit more intent in terms of going forward a bit more than they showed in the game earlier in the season. So yeah. Kelly says, what do you think the score will be for Huddersfield and Rotherham? I don't think we've got Rotherham, have we? You threw me there. We've already played Rotherham twice, Kaylee, so I don't know what you're talking about. You might have... I thought we had. That's why I was just checking, because I thought I was going mad. But no, we've already played you both times, haven't we, already this season? Wayne says 2-1 Town. Marshall and Charles. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, look, Marshall and Charles, seeing goal scorers with me. Be nice to get for Charles to get on the board, won't it, tomorrow? Really, really kickstart his career here, and because the longer he doesn't score a goal, he'll become more problematic, I think. And when he gets that first goal, he'll feel a lot better about himself, and hopefully a few more goals will follow. So I think it's important that Charles does get that goal tomorrow, and Marshall as well. Marshall's another one that obviously hasn't scored for a little while, and he's due a goal, so hopefully he can. What do you think the score will be tomorrow for Huddersfield? Yeah, I've already said that. I said it's going to be 3-1 to us tomorrow, so probably where my score picture is so bad, to be fair, guys. Probably wrong again. Cases and Rotherham and Birmingham. Well, probably will say that Birmingham will win that game. Presuming that Rotherham are the home side tomorrow. Or Birmingham, I'm presuming Rotherham are the home tomorrow. Yeah, I still think Birmingham will win the game. Probably say 2-0 to Birmingham, to be fair. But yeah. Well, look, I think it's going to be interesting. I think we've kind of wrapped up everything we need to say in this stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream, but let's see what happens tomorrow. We need a positive performance, we need a positive result, and we need to see a big improvement from what we've seen in the last few games, because it simply hasn't been good enough, as we all know. I want to see us going forward with purpose, be sharp with our passing as well, moving for the, making the movements, making those runs in behind, playing to our strengths, not just hoofing the ball upfield and hoping for the best, because that really won't that'll just play into their hands, because they'll just keep, you know what I mean. So for me, I just want to see a much better performance, and we need the 3 points ultimately. That's all we need. I think a draw isn't really much use, is it, at this point? So yeah, we need to win, but I'm not entirely confident, but I'm just hoping that we can spark again and reignite something, and yeah, see how we get on tomorrow anyway. And Michael can't see much improvement tomorrow. No, I'm trying to stay positive, Michael, to be fair, and I know obviously it's I'm just trying to have a little bit of positivity, but I get it. I can see why you say that, because like I say, there hasn't been anything to shout about in recent weeks, and it's just shocking to watch, isn't it? The way we play, it's just shocking to watch. So boring and dull, and yeah, just extremely poor. So I can see why you feel like that, to be honest with you, but we'll see what happens. But guys, we're going to wrap up now, but thank you everyone for tuning in. Thanks everyone for your contributions. Hopefully you all have a good weekend, but hopefully that's with a town win, of course. Hope that will make our weekends a lot better. But of course, as we already know, the club always seem to let us down and always seem to make us miserable, even more miserable than usual. So yeah, never count on town to improve the mood anyway, that's for sure. Up the town went, up the town indeed. And Max needs some loan signings before the deadline. Yeah, look, I agree, but the reality is it looks like we're not going to get anybody, because Nagel's come out and said that, it doesn't look likely we're going to make any more more signings. And Duff also said that in his press conference yesterday, he doesn't expect any more coming through the door. So for me, I don't get it. Like I say, you can utilise the loan market. If you don't want to, we have spent a little bit of money we have spent quite a bit of money this month. So why not utilise that loan market? Why not get, 1 or 2 extra loans in just to help us, But no, it doesn't look like we're going to do that. So I don't know. Really poor. Don't get it. And can't just keep living in there. We get injuries are coming back, so we'll be fine soon. Well, what about now? What about for now? We haven't got time to be waiting. We need players that can make a difference now. And so yeah, it's alright saying we're getting injuries coming back in the next few weeks, but there is a lot of football to be played until then. I think the only thing is that I think the fact that he's going to be Saturday to Saturday for the next few weeks until we play, I think it's Shrewsbury. We've got Saturday to Saturday games in the next few weeks, so that's obviously going to help us a little bit, maybe, in terms of, mind you, I don't even know what these players do on the training ground, because it doesn't seem like they do much at all. But yeah, Duff really doesn't. I'll go back to it. I think Duff really does need to be more better on that touchline, in terms of, changing it up if it needs to. If the game isn't going our way tomorrow, if we need something to get us a goal, we need to change it up. I said it on the previous stream. You can't just keep it the same and expect it to work. If it's not working, then you just need to change it. It isn't rocket science, is it? So, yeah. I'm not sure, but I thought obviously Balker spoke to the media, didn't he, yesterday as well. I thought it was interesting to hear him speak. Speaks very well. I really like Balker, to be fair. There's no denying his quality at the back, is there? But it's just keeping him fit, isn't it? That's the problem with Balker. He's a good player, absolutely, but it's just keeping him fit. I don't know about you guys, though. When I've been going to the home games, watching the game, you just like thinking to yourself, please don't get another injury. Please don't get another injury. And when you feel like that, or you feel like you're going to a game thinking, or kind of when you're watching the game, kind of thinking, we can't, please don't pull up with an injury. You're in trouble. You're in trouble when you feel like that. And yeah, so that's how I feel watching Town at the moment. You just feel like we're just going to get another injury every game, to be fair. So yeah, but let's see what happens tomorrow, guys. Hopefully we are back here on Monday for a very happy review show, but I'm not banking on it to be doing that, but we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, everyone, thank you for joining. Thanks for your support. We're going to wrap up now. Have a good weekend, and hopefully, like I said, we can get the 3 points tomorrow. Yeah, Michael said more than likely injuries tomorrow. Yeah, you go into every game thinking you're going to get injuries, don't you? And that's the problem. It's not a good place to be in. And like I said earlier, when it's just constantly muscular injuries all the time, it just doesn't make it clearly is issues there. You shouldn't be getting. If you get injuries, then fair enough. But if it's all the same type of issue, then there is something not right at all. So yeah, but anyway, let's hope and pray for no injuries, because we can't afford to have any more injuries. But look, it's going to be an interesting game. I think, just to kind of wrap up things, I think we will have more of the ball, just like the home fixture, but it's about what we do with it. And I don't care. All this over-reliance on possession nowadays, it's a lot of nonsense, isn't it? You can have all the possession in the world. It doesn't guarantee you winning a football match. So this obsession with possession-based football now, it really isn't. Of course you want the ball. Of course you want to be dictating things and dominating the ball, but that's only if you're creating. That's only if you're making it count. It's no good having possession in your own half the majority of the time. It's just no good. But look, Northampton know how to beat us, so they will be full. They may have a little bit more confidence going into the game tomorrow. The fact that they've won us in the first game, even though we were so bad. But we just have to kind of just hopefully we can do what they did to us at our place this time. Because if they end up doing the double over us, then that would be extremely embarrassing, won't it? Really, I think the fact that Blackpool did they nearly did the double on us, but they practically did well for us in the past in their 2 games with us. But yeah, look, I'm waffling, but. Yeah, like I said, thanks for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video on your way out. It would be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get everybody to subscribe to the channel as well. We are on the road to 800 subscribers. So please do, if you can help, share the channel around. It would be much appreciated. And if you are watching this on playback, let me know your score predictions. And yeah, let me know how you're feeling ahead of the game tomorrow. Because I know obviously people always can't always tune in live. But yeah. But yeah, we'll be back on Monday for the review show, so hopefully you can join me then. But until then, take care, stay safe, and let's hope for a very good weekend for the Terriers. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all on the next one.